मज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदाय कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरकृष्ण पंचतत्वामहं कृष्णं भक्तरूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्तानि नमामि भक्तसाहित्यं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम श्रीपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय बुद्धे श्रीमते जगदास्माभिरामी नमाचार्यपदाय गौरव नमः। ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय बुद्धे श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशदार ओकं करोति वाचारं संगम लंकायति यत्प्रकार वंदे परमात्मा ओम तत्सत्। हरे कृष्णा. So welcome everyone for our weekly session program. So and the part of that Nityananda Trayodasi festival. So my sincere thanks to our Yatra leader, His Grace Balaram Sakha Prabhu, for giving me this opportunity, and my thanks to my Siksha Guru, His Grace Sadhguru Prabhu also. And I'm seeking the blessing from all the assembled devotees, so that I can speak something about Supreme Personality of Godhead and relate to our parampara. So this is my first time I'm doing giving lecture in Avataridesh. So if I made any mistakes, please forgive me as your brother or son. So vancha kalpatarupasya kripa sindhubhyo patidanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So as you all know, so we are all here in the celebration of Nityananda Trayodasi. So as a Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, so there are two festivals so important for us. So the one who comes in full moon day of Balkuni month, that is Gaura Purnima. The other one is the 13th day of bright fortnight of the month Magha, that is Nityananda Trayodasi. So that we are going to celebrate in upcoming week. So in Bhagavad Gita 4.9, Krishna says that Jarma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattvadaha jaktva deham punarjanma naitimam eti sorjana. So one who knows the transcendental nature of mind, Krishna's appearance and activities, does not upon leaving the body take his birth again in this material world, but attains Krishna's eternal abode. So in this purport, Srila Prabhupada says that simply by understanding this transcendental nature of the body and the activities of the Lord, one can attain the abode of Lord after ending this body and does not run the risk to returning to this material world. So we are gathered here. So in the celebration, the part of celebration of Nityananda Trayodasi. So we should understand who is Nityananda Mahaprabhu, Nityananda, who is this personality, and what type of celebration we should do, and what is the mood, and what is the relationship with Nityananda Prabhu. So Lord's body are transcendental and his activities are transcendental and his appearance and disappearance, everything are transcendental. So someone who is meditate on this aspect, like festival of Janmashtami or Radhashtami or Gaura Purnima, Nityananda Trayodasi, so the meditation should be intense, and actually there is very good reason to celebrate also. Around 500 years before, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu appeared in this Kali Yuga. Now, how many people are celebrating this festival? So it's very, very few. So actually, they are all just missing the transcendental part. There are so many benefits to celebrate these festivals. So one of the major benefit is your understanding the name, fame, and the qualities, pastimes, form of the Supreme Lord. So the Lord So when we are doing all those things, that becomes deep, and it's intensified, that start reaction in our mind. So that will go for the entire year, so up to the next festival. So it will be always in our mind. So that's why Srila Prabhupada says that someone who is knowing about the appearance and pastimes of the Lord, so who is qualified to go back to Godhead. So this is very easy way to go back to Godhead. So Srila Prabhupada explained here in the purport of 4.9. So why we have to do celebrate? Actually, in the celebration, we do some japa, we do some bhajan, abhishekam, kirtan, prasadam. So because that is also necessary. So when someone do some austerities on this day, so actually we are doing loving voluntary discomfort. So through that they can improve the meditation upon the Lord. So to the Lord, and showing to the Lord that I'm sincere. I know who you are. Look, I am with your devotees. I am with the association of devotees, and I'm eager to participate in the celebration of your appearance day. So when this happens, to actually in our life, is our devotion. It will rise up in our life. So this is not the ordinary things. Actually, in the Kali Yuga, the people are wandering here and there for some other things. So very few people know the truth of life and understand the goal of life. So Krishna can give fame to anyone, and Krishna can give strength to anyone, and beauty to anyone, or wealth to anyone. And for bhakti, Krishna is very selective about it. So it will not give to everyone. So for bhakti, we need that reciprocal transcendental service. How will we get that bhakti lata beach? So Pramanda Pramate Kona Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Bija. So by the causeless mercy of Guru and Krishna, the devotee can receive the seed of bhakti. So by the combined causeless mercy of Guru and Krishna, the devotee as a living entity can receive the Bhakti Lata Bija. So in this verse, if you see, this verse Guru Krishna has two meanings. It means by combined mercy of Sri Guru and Sri Krishna, it means that the Sri Guru, whose Guru, is a manifestation of Krishna, and Guru and Krishna are non-different. And this is confirmed in Chaitanya Charitamrita, so Adilila 1.45 also. Guru Krishna Rupahana Sastera Pramane Guru Rupe Krishna Rupa Karena Bhaktagani. So according to the revealed opinion of all revealed scriptures, the spiritual master is non-different from Krishna. And Lord Krishna, in the form of spiritual master, delivers his devotees. So here, our original spiritual master is Nityananda Rama. So he is the general representation of all the Guru. So in the spiritual world, he is the Guru Tattva principle in the 4 preliminary laws of devotion, excluding the conjugal one. So in the Madhur Rasa, so Balaram represents is Ananga Manchari, the sister of Radharani. So all the Gurus represent the Nityananda or the follower of Nityananda. So if one wants to go to Goloka or Vaikuntha, so they want some bona fide Guru. So, and they have to, the Guru also come from bona fide parampara. So here actually we are having 4 authorized sampradaya. So Sri Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, and Kumara Sampradaya. So the all sampradayas, they are all connected with Nityananda Ram or Balaram. So Sri Sampradaya, they are follower of Lakshmi Devi. So Lakshmi Devi is serving to Narayana. So the Narayana is expansion of Balaram. And Brahma Sampradaya, so we are all following of Brahma. So the Brahma is coming from novel of Narayana and the great devotee of Krishna. So we are all also connection with Narayana and Balaram. And Rudra Sampradaya. So Rudra Sampradaya, the Lord Shiva is always meditated upon the name of Rama. So there is Balarama. So he is also great devotee of Narayana or Rama. So there that was Lord Shiva also connection with Balaram. And Kumara Sampradaya, the four Kumaras, the son of Brahma, so they are also great devotee of Krishna. So they are also connection with Balram. So if any guru, they are connecting with Balram or Nityananda Prabhu, so they are the eligible to go back to Godhead. So Vaikuntha or Goloka Vrindavan. So here Krishna and Balram, so both are Bhagavan. Then what is the difference between them? So here Krishna is Svayam Rupam and Balram is Svayam Prakash. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur explained that Krishna and Balram both are same, but the difference is the Leela. The dimension of Leela is different. So in Krishna's all Leelas, Balram comes. So in all the Leelas, Krishna is Savior Bhagavan, actually one who is accepting the Seva or service. And Balram is Sevaka Bhagavan, so one who is offering the Seva or service. So Balram is also the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the first expansion of Krishna. So in fact, Srila Prabhupada explained that the only difference is the complexion of Krishna and Balram is different. So Krishna's is the complexion is the new monsoon cloud and Balram is fresh new spring cloud. That is the only difference. So what are the things pastimes Krishna did? So all the pastimes Balram also did. The difference is the root, the complexion is different, and another one is Krishna is playing flute that Balram is not doing. Other than that, all the pastimes Balram also doing. So they both are Supreme Personality of Godhead. So from Balram, all other expansions, all other everything, all other avatars are coming. So in the book of teaching of Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya, there is one chapter is particularly describes about various kinds of Lord incarnation, how they are coming. Is everything is explained there. So Nityananda Balram, so whose part and sub parts are Shirodakshaya, Karnadakshaya Vishnu, Karpadakshaya Vishnu, Shirodakshaya Vishnu, Shankarshana, and everyone is coming, everyone is part and sub parts of Nityananda Raman. So Krishna's first expansion is Balram, and all the avatars and Vishnu Sattvas comes from Balram. So here first Karnadakshaya Vishnu, so who is the part of Nityananda Balram? So he is who lies in the casual ocean. So when he exhales, all the universes comes out. So and in all the universes, his expansion, Karnadakshaya expansion, Karpadakshaya Vishnu stays there, and from him Shirodakshaya Vishnu comes. He is the maintainer and all the souls and everything is there. So if you see the origin is Balram, from that all the Vishnu Tattvas, all the avatars, Vamana avatar, Varaha avatar, all the avatars comes from Balram only. So if you see in the spiritual world, there are three divisions. So the bottom portion is Dwaraka, and upper is Mathura, and above that Gokula or Goloka Vrindavan is there. So in Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna resides there with Radha and Gopagopis. So below that, Dwaraka and Mathura, the Narayana Rupa or Chaturvyuha, actually the Sankarshana, Aniruddha, Pratyumna and Vasudeva resides there as the expansion of Balram. So below this Dwaraka and Mathura, there are millions of Vaikuntha Lokas are there. So in that Vaikuntha Loka, there are millions of Narayana. They are all expansion of Sankarshana. So in here, in this Kali Yuga, Krishna and Krishna comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Balaram comes as Nityananda Prabhu. They are not expansion. They come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu to give us the love of God, how to give, we have to love. So to explain that they came, and it's explained that Prajedra Nandana say Sachishuta Hoilo say Balarama Hoilo Nitai. So Lord Krishna, who is the son of King Braja, became the son of Sachimata, and Balaram became Nityananda. So if you see in the scriptures, we won't get more details about Lord Nityananda. So there are few books only we will get it. So the book named Katacha is written by Swarup Damodar, who is a close associate devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. and Chaitanya Bhagavat book written by Vrindavan Das Thakur, and Chaitanya Mangal. We will get some details about Nityananda Prabhu. So the compiling of Katacha and Chaitanya Bhagavad book, Krishna Kaviraj Goswami wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita. So in these books only we will get details about Nityananda Prabhu. So in Kali Yuga, to establish Sankirtana movement, so on the order of Krishna, Sri Gaura Krishna, so Balaram personally appeared in the village of Ekachakra, so in the district of Radhadesh. So actually, he appeared in the womb of Padmavati, the wife of Katavoja. Just before the advent of Sri Nityananda, a sage came to the home of Padmavati, a mother of Nityananda. So upon seeing her, he started dancing and saying repeatedly, "So this is the womb, this is the womb." And actually, the sage was Gargamuni. So he predicted the arrival of Balarama on the earth of Nityananda. So he emphasized that Padmavati was the reincarnation of Rohini Devi, some mother of Balarama, and that she cradled in her womb Balaram, the other self of Nityananda. That he predicted the descent of Nityananda in the womb of Maga and Suketrodesi. Saying this, Gargamuni disappeared. So in this connection, one can remember that it was the Gargamuni who revealed the name of Balaram and Krishna in the court of Nanda Maharaj so many years before, as described in Srimad Bhagavatam. So in his childhood pastimes, Nityananda Prabhu mostly associated with devotees, childhood friends. He remained and engaged in imitating the various pastimes of Lord Krishna. So sometimes he and his friends would form assembly of the demigods, and someone dressed as Mother Earth and burdened by the atrocities of the demons, so would come before the assembly and offer prayers. So at that time, Nityananda Prabhu and other boys who were part of the assembly would go to the bank of river and pray to the Lord Shirodaksha Vishnu. Thereafter, the boy acting as Shirodaksha Vishnu would announce from the hidden place, "So I will soon appear in Mathura Gokula in order to diminish the burden of earth." So maybe after other times, they imitate the various Dwapara pastimes of like Krishna, like marriage of Vasudeva and Devaki, and birth of Krishna in the prison cell, and Vasudeva taking Krishna to the house of Nanda, and Vasudeva's return with Mahamaya, the daughter of Yasodamaya, and sometimes they act like the killing of Bhutana pastimes, and sometimes Krishna stealing butter and milk from the house of Gopa Gopis, and killing of Denikasura, Kasura, Kakasura. Sometimes they will do the pastimes of lifting up Govardhan hill and stealing of Gopi's class, and sometimes killing of elephant Kuvalaya, and the wrestlers of Chanura and Mustika and Kamsa. So sometimes they will, in the form of Vamana, and how he deceived Bali Maharaj, and sometimes while enacting the pastimes of Rama. So in His Holiness Jayapadra Swami Guru Maharaj, so he nicely explained Nityananda Prabhu's Ramlila pastimes in his Chaitanya Charitamrita class. So actually he explained that. So one day they were playing the Ramalila. So Nitai was playing as Lakshmana, which was his role in Ramalila. So the other boy who was playing the party of Indrajit hit Lakshmana with a special poison arrow. So the only thing would bring him around would be the Sanjeevana herb. So, but in the middle of the drama, so when Nityananda Prabhu was unconscious, the mother of Nityananda, Padmavati, came and called all the boys to everyone to take lunch. So come on lunch time, take our prasadam. So, but all the boys came, but Nityananda was unconscious. He was lying there. So she was shocked and waking up Nitai, what happened? What happened? So he's calling again and again, Nitai, Nitai, Nitai. But no response, he was unconscious. So he called his father, and he also could not do anything. So then they called the doctor. The doctor came and he said, I don't see anything wrong with him, but he was unconscious. He also doesn't do anything for that. Then Hadavaja asked that boys what he was doing, what was doing. Then the boys were explaining that actually we were playing the drama of Ramalila. So he was playing the role of Lakshmana, and she got hit by the arrow of Indrajit. So then Hadavaja asked, so what is the next thing? Then all the boys remember that Nitai told them they don't forget to get the Hanuman to bring that Sanjeevana herb. So they told this to father, and father asked, so who is playing Hanuman? Then one boy came and forward and said, I am playing. Then and he told, okay, bring Sanjeevana plant, quick, like that. Then the boy went to bring it, and he saw Brahmana, and who appeared like a devotee, but he was actually the servant of Ravana. So he said, my dear Hanuman, so I have give some nice bananas and fruits for you. Please take bath and come. So while the boy went for taking bath, so in the pond he saw one demon alligator. He killed that demon alligator crocodile, and he came back, and he come to know that this that Brahmana is not an actual Brahmana, is a servant of Ravana. Then he come out from that place, and he went to take the Sanjeevani herb, and he couldn't find the herb, which is exactly what Lakshmana want. Then he took the whole mountain and came back. And the boy who is playing as a Rama took some herb from that and gave it to Lakshmana to smell. So he put under the Lakshmana's Nitai's nose, and who was at that time Nitai came back to conscious. So it's like every day, actually, Nityananda Prabhu and his boyhood, childhood friends to do some dramas. So that time, the adults thought that how do these boys know all the dramas? Actually, they were there like that. They're doing, which was truth. So like that, the days are passed. So when Nityananda Prabhu is about 12 years, one sannyasi came for visiting to Hadavaja's house. So as a Grahastha, so Brahmana, so he greeted the Vaishnava sannyasi and offered prasadam. And the sannyasi stayed in their house that day night, and they were discussing about some Krishna Katha and all those things. So when next day the sannyasi started going forward, so Hadavaja asked him if there is anything I could do for you. Actually, as a sannyasi comes to our house, we have to give some dakshina to him. So that time the sannyasi asked, so will you give me anything what I want? And I asked Hadavaja. So Hadavaja said, oh, sure, I will surely give. Then surprisingly he asked, I want Nitai. I want one companion as a brahmachari to with me. So I want your son Nitai. So Hadavaja was shocked actually, and he did not want to bad example as a son to being a Brahmana who is told a lie. But he could not live without Nitai also. So he was actually in a real dynamo. So, but he has to give Nitai. So he given Nitai to the sannyasi. So while they were walking out from home, so after some time, so Nitai parents, they got fainted and fell down and left their body because they could not accept the separation of the Lord. Then after some time, after that, Nityananda Prabhu, he traveled all over the India. So in the course of his pilgrimage, Nityananda Prabhu went to Gaya, Kasi, Prayaga, Madura, Govardhana, Hastinapur, Dwaraka, Ayodhya, Haridwar, and many other holy places he went. And he also took bath in many holy rivers on the way. Then he went to Badrikashrama, and in Badrikashrama, he met Srila Vyasadeva, and he also met Madhavendra Puri, Ishwar Puri, Brahmananda Puri. So who are all the great devotees of Lord Krishna? Actually, he spent many days enjoying the excess of Krishna Katha in the association of Madhavendra Puri and his disciples. Then he visited the South India. He went to Sedu Bandha, Mayapuri, Avanti, Tirumala, Kurmakshetra. Everywhere he went. Then finally he arrived to Jagannath Puri, where he took darshan of Lord Jagannath and drowned in the ocean of bliss upon seeing the deity of the Lord. So from then, from Jagannath Puri, he returned again to Vrindavan, Mathura. So after touring various places, Nityananda Prabhu finally reached to Vrindavan. So there he realized that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu already arrived here, already here and there, already take birth here. So actually, he become so much ecstatic and become roaring loudly and going without food and water. So he incessantly chanted the names of Krishna and rolled upon the sacred dust of Vrindavan. So by that same time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had already started revealing his devotional mood in Navadip. So he started the Sankirtan movement, but so everyone was there. Atvayta Prabhu was there, Srivas Pandit was there, Gadadhar Pandit was there, Haridas Thakur, everyone was there. But he feels some separation. He feels something was missing. Actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was missing Nityananda Prabhu. Actually, that intense separation of Nityananda Prabhu was missing. So as soon as Nityananda Prabhu realized that Mahaprabhu has begun the manifestation extatic mode, so he at once came over to Navadip to assist Lord his magnanimous pastimes. So while reaching Navadip, but Nityananda Prabhu did not directly go and meet beloved Lord. So instead of, he went to hide himself in the house of the great devotee named Nandanacharya. Because he wants to know, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Lord, so he must know I am here. So he must come here and to take me to him. So he was waiting and he was hiding there in Nandanacharya's house. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being the Supreme Lord, could understand that Sri Nityananda Prabhu had already arrived at Navadip. So the next day, Mahaprabhu revealed to all his associates that last night he had a wonderful dream. So in his dream, he saw a big Radha come and stop at his doorsteps. And from that Radha, one beautiful person came adoring. He is wearing the blue dhoti and blue turban, holding his kamandalu in his left hand, and he is explaining about Nityananda Prabhu. Then he ordered Srivasa Pandit and Haridas Thakur to search all over the Navadip to bring that great personality. So next day, Srivas Pandit and Haridas Thakur searched all the houses of Navadip, though they searched the residences of Vaishnavas and Sannyasis, Grahasthas, even atheist houses they searched. But instead of searching for continuous the whole day, around nine continuous hours, they could not find Lord Nityananda over there. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this, so he smiled and understood that the mysterious deep nature of Lord Nityananda. Because only by the mercy of Lord Gaurachandra can one understand the glories of Lord Nityananda. So taking his associate along, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Nandanacharya's house. So there they're seeing the wonderful effulgence smiling up from Nityananda Rama. So who is seated at a throne, all the devotees, including Lord Chaitanya, paid his humble obeisances to Nityananda. So seeing Gaurasundara, Lord Chaitanya, the very lot of his life, Nityananda Prabhu remained speechless. Actually, Nityananda Prabhu, as he drank the beautiful form of Gaura with his eyes. So at the time, Mahaprabhu wanted to reveal the deep transcendental mood of Nityananda Prabhu. So he ordered Srivasa Pandit to read out the one sloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is there in 10th canto, 21st chapter and 5th sloka. Actually, in this sloka, it's explained that the gopis remembered all the transcendental qualities of Krishna mentioned in this verse. So Krishna's artful way of dressing and the beautiful blue flowers placed on his ears excited gopis, the romantic desires, and as he poured the nectar of his lips into his flute, they simply lost themselves. Exactly the sloka. Barhapeetam natavarapu karnayo karnikaram vipratbhasa kanaka kopi samvaijayanti malam Randran Venurathara Sutaya Purayan Kopavritai Vrindanyam Sapataramanam Pravisakita Kirti. The translation is that so wearing a peacock feather ornament upon his head, blue karnika flowers on his ears, a yellow garment as brilliant as gold, and the Vaijayanti garland. So the Lord Krishna exhibited his transcendental form as the greatest of dances as he entered the forest of Vrindavana. So beautifying it with that marks of his footprints, he filled the holes of flute and the nectar of his lips, and the cowherd boys sang his glories. So as soon as Nityananda Prabhu heard this wonderful verse, so he felt greatly ecstatic and fell to the ground and unconscious. So after some time, when he regained his sense, he began crying piteously. He loved rose. Actually, that rose is penetrated the coverings of the universe. So the devotees who gathered become anxious when Nityananda Prabhu fell onto the ground again and again. They feared that maybe his bones must be got broken upon him. So rolling on the dusting grounds, he sanctified Mother Earth with his tears, beholding the beautiful form of Lord Govardhani. So he released deep breaths. At times he cried, at times he laughed, at times he danced, raising his hands and in the air. So he was full of ecstatic. So the witnessing the wonderful ecstatic symptoms exhibited by Lord Nityananda. So all the devotees assembled. So they're fascinated. So and then Lord Chaitanya, along with devotees, said tears of joy, taking Lord Nityananda on his lap. So Mahaprabhu, as if regained his life back. So it was looks like it was as Lakshmana rested on Lord Ramachandra's lap. The emotion exhibited by the two brothers cannot be described in many words. So actually, the same Ananda Shesh Balaram, who holds the entire creation upon his hoods, now peacefully resting in the laps of Gaurachandra Lord Chaitanya. So here Lord Mahaprabhu explained that the divine symptoms exhibited by Lord Nityananda on that day, very essence of Vedic scriptures. So anyone who chant the glories of Nityananda Prabhu, so receives the greatest treasure of Krishna Prema. And anyone who hears the beautiful narration of the meeting between these two lords, actually they're relieved from the clutches of material nature and they receive the pure love of God. So after some time, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took renounced order of life. So he becomes sannyasa, and their main motive to spread Sankirtana movement all over the world. So, so then the both brothers, Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they moved to Jagannath Puri. Then there Mahaprabhu left Nityananda Prabhu and proceed on tour of South India. That was almost for 2 years. So when Mahaprabhu returned, so he was pleased to see that Nityananda Prabhu had developed the movement in Puri with the help of the local devotees. But however, there's the movement in Navadip was neglected. So Mahaprabhu requested Nityananda Prabhu to go to Bengal to start the Sankirtan movement over there. So then Nityananda Prabhu returned to Bengal and he began his mission in Panihati, a village is there near north of Calcutta. So for several months he preached and gathered followers in that area. So until thousands chanted, danced in ecstasy under his supervisions. So it was that time the Raghunath Das Goswami, he was a young boy, so approached Nityananda Prabhu as surrender as servant. So since Raghunath was born in a wealthy family, Nityananda Prabhu asked him to hold a huge festival in which all the devotees could have much yogurt and chip rice as they desired. So the festival at Panihati was a grand success, drawing pilgrims from miles around the participate in various ways. So this naturally enhanced the Sankirtana movement and pleased Nityananda very much. So actually, this festival is still being observed by devotees this day and in this day also. So his mercy Nityananda Prabhu's mercy was unlimited, and people fortunate to come contact with him, so released nectar of his instruction, so and were intuited with the love of Godhead. So in scriptures, it confirms that the Guru is always non-different from Nityananda Prabhu. So that Nityananda Tattva is Guru Tattva. Nityare Karuna Habe Vraje Radha Krishna Pape Tara Nityera Charanatuka. So Nityananda Prabhu is non-different from of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and without mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, no one will get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And without Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, no one will get entrance to Sri Radha and Krishna's pastimes. So if you want to serve Krishna under the guidance of Radharani, then you must surrender to Nityananda Prabhu. So by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, you will receive the liberation. Not only liberation, the prema bhakti will get it. So the Nityananda Prabhu will give you the entrance to the Vrindavan as a disa to Vrajadan. Only then will you be able to enter. So if you want that, then we must surrender to Nityananda Prabhu. Then the very easiest way it will come. So the easiest, the only procedure to get mercy of Lord Krishna is surrender Nityananda Prabhu. So due to the boundless mercy of Lord Nityananda, even most fallen souls like Jagai and Matai, who were habitual to all kinds of sinful activities, were delivered and converted to the great Vaishnavas. So who took the chanting of the holy names of Lord Krishna. So he delivered many fools and fallen souls by freely distributing Krishna Prema. So actually we are very fortunate souls because we heard the divine name of Nityananda Prabhu, and we are also following as possible by us. Actually, by Nityananda Prabhu's line. It's most clean and clear that for the conditioned soul, we will get everything by the grace of Nityananda. Actually, if you're doing some bhakti, we are doing some programs, we are doing everything, but everything is by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. If we are not getting Balaram and Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, we won't further proceed, we cannot proceed further in the process of bhakti. So if you want something we are doing in bhakti means we are getting the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. Without Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, we cannot progress in bhakti. So I must say to everyone that takes shelter of lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu, so that we have no fear from anywhere. So we are all fallen souls, and our only hope is mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, so that we can improve our bhakti. Samsara pare he bhakti rasagare etube se bachatuka nitai chatare. So it's explained that Chaitanya Charitamrita Adhikara 1.77. So if anyone wants to leave their mundane attachment and defeat Maya, or if anyone wants Krishna Prema and Krishna Bhakti, then they must worship Nityananda Prabhu's lotus feet. So through that we will get mercy. So actually Nityananda Prabhu is more merciful than Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu consumption was spread mainly by Nityananda Prabhu. Actually, he has given everything, full-fledged Krishna consciousness to everyone. Actually, Nityananda Prabhu's full mercy is within Sankirtan. The whole world is chanting the holy name, the divine name of Lord Krishna, the transcendental sound vibration from the Lord. So that Hare Krishna Mahamudra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That is because of his Nityananda Prabhu's mercy and grace. So here I pray to the Nityananda Prabhu that he will mercifully give us the shelter of his lotus feet, so that we will also get the mercy of Gauranga Mara Prabhu, and we will get the mercy of Sri Radha and Krishna to go back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. So with this I will end here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Very nice class, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, generally I wanted to ask one question. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's brother, like, is his elder brother actually left the house, and so there Balram was actually with Krishna. So is there any significance with related to his elder brother? Like Balram is the brother of Lord Krishna, Lord Balram, and so here in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's position, Nityananda Prabhu is not the direct brother, like he's in another village born. So he's said as the Parshad, or so how to understand, Prabhuji, or is there anything related to that, Prabhuji?
Actually, I'm so because so many elder devotees are there, so I will get some realization from them, like Siddhaguru Prabhu or Varun Narasimha Prabhu, so that I can also will give some, because I'm so small here to explain all these things.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have.
Then somebody will ask you, where is Subhadramai? Okay. Prabhu, Sarvapala Prabhu, you answer.
Actually, sorry, I'm not answering. I'm just trying to make one point which I have read in Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. Sri Nityananda Prabhu is directly, he is Balaram itself, and Vishwarup, who is the brother of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is expansion of Lord Sankarshan. So this is what is been said by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur in Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. If there are no more questions, request all the devotees to chant for Balaram Sakha Prabhu and family for their spiritual advancement. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Ram
Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare
Ram
Hare.
Rama, Hare